Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Repair. Today I got a good one for you. You guessed it. We're going to be replacing the clutch mechanism on this Stihl fs50c. I've never done it. I've had the shaft off to lube in there. I just wanted to get it lubed up. But then, yeah, the trimmer head wasn't spinning. So this clutch is kind of like on a little mini bike. When you give it gas, it obviously expands and it drives this, because this is what the trimmer's connected to. The cable goes inside here. This spins around and then of course spins your trimmer head. So I'm guessing that this little area here is wore out. So it looks like this is screwed on somehow, and almost looks like you need a special tool to get it off, but we'll figure it out. I've never done it, so let's start taking it apart. You're gonna need some Torx bits. This is a, what I think, T25 looks like. So yeah, I'm gonna start taking some stuff off, and we'll get to the clutch and see what we got to do to get it off. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, we'll figure it out. Gotta figure it out. If you guys, if you like the content, please like, subscribe to my channel. Share the video if you know anybody getting it done. It helped me grow a lot. I'm gonna throw some rubber gloves on because this thing's a little oily and greasy. So let's see what we can do. All right. Okay. So looks to me like, I think I'm going to go ahead, I know the shaft's got to come out, so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take a couple Torx bits off here, see if we can get the shaft out. I do believe we got to take this, maybe a couple here, and the shaft will just come out of there. So let's see what we got. So we got two there. Now they're all different. And we got three here. I'm not sure if that, looks like that single one might have did it, but yep. There's just one in the middle that kind of loosened up the shaft, but got two deep ones here, and they're gonna have to come out anywhere. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take them out. Now you want to make sure that you keep track of the different size. We'll check and make sure that everything's the same size. Because oh, there we go. Yep, this definitely loosened up the shaft. So the shaft just pulls out of here too. And then there's a you know, like a gear, or I don't know what the heck you call this thing, but it goes all the way down. It's like a cable, obviously. It's a cable, and then this goes inside of it, like that. And then this engages, whoop, and spins the trimmer head. So I know one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to pull this out, because it has to go back down into the trimmer head. So when you pull your shaft out, push that down in there. Just make sure it stays in there. And you might want to put a little lube in there before you put it back together also. So let's go ahead and keep on working. See how long this is taking. Okay, I got these two out. Make sure they're same size. Just keep an eye on the bolts. And they're all the same size so far. I'm going to turn this upside down. That's the same size, so we're good there. Okay, yep, they're all the same size. Usually some are longer, some are shorter. So you want to keep track. Okay, it looks like this is connected underneath there, so we're going to go ahead and I'm thinking we want to, these four bolts hold the motor in, so I don't know I don't know if we're going to take them off or not. So I think what we'll do is we'll try to get this cover off on the top. Just see if the cover will come off. Those are the same size, so don't got to worry about it. Gotta get at it. That's different, but that's for the clutch here, or the choke mechanism. Ooh, boy, time to clean that, huh? Haven't obviously never cleaned it. Never thought it'd even get dirty. Thing runs like a top though. Still, I love it. So okay, we got those two. We got those. We got one up here. Still the same size. Oh brother, I gotta clean that. I'm gonna take that and blow it up before I put it back together. Maintenance. I did not do it on this. I bought it used too, but I never did look at that. Obviously. Okay, how are we gonna get that off? So now we got. Looks like we got a couple bolts here. Might as well just take this mechanism off for the recoil. Let's just get that off. Unless, yeah, it all snaps together, it looks like. Okay. Alright. It just, you know, everything's plastic and it just pushes in, so there's that clutch. Oh, brother. Look at that thing. Thing is junk. Well, it looks to me like that this bottom cover is going to have to come off because this clutch is not coming on. I'm not really sure what's holding it on either, to be honest with you. Almost looks like a little snap ring in there. Oh boy, what do we got there? Oh, look at that. Torx bit in there. It's holding the clutch on. Are you kidding me? Awesome. Yep. But everything's in the way. I highly doubt I'll be able to get anything in there. So, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and make sure the gas cap's on, because we're going to be turning it upside down. I'm going to go ahead and take these 4 Torx out of here. Hopefully we get them out. Because we're going to have to move this cover out of the way. I'd like to get a Torx bit that would fit into here, a nice long one. But, you gotta use what you got. Here at Rob's Repairs, we can do anything if we put our minds to it. I already got an idea on this too. And hopefully it'll work. My idea is if I can't get that off, I'm going to take these springs off and just use these, because that's the only thing that goes bad on that clutch. It's the only thing I can think of. Maybe this wears out, but I highly doubt it. There's nothing there to wear out. That's just what I'm guessing or what I'm thinking of before we even get the job done here. I always try to cut corners if I can. Okay, the bolts should just fall out now. And they're all the same. One stayed in there. Hopefully it doesn't fall apart. Okay, well, I don't think it came out yet, no. There we go. Okay, all the bolts are the same. Well, actually, they're the same, they're different. These are weaker. Keep an eye on that. These are weaker bolts than these. So you want to make sure, you can tell just by the different color. These are stronger. And they're going to be holding the motor casing in. So yeah, those are going back for the motor. We don't want to bust that. Now my thought was just taking that off. Maybe I can lift that up a little bit. Lift that out a little bit. Nope, looks like this housing's going to have to come off for the recoil. The whole thing's got to come apart, but not a big deal. I mean, it's pretty basic. I've never replaced a spark plug on it, obviously. Never replaced any of this, but now that it's apart, I'll be cleaning the flywheel here. I'm going to clean that up good. I'm going to take it out and blow the air cleaner, maybe even look into getting a new one. But like I say, this thing doesn't miss a beat. It runs beautiful. Still, that's the best. It's the only thing I buy. Okay, let's see here. Can we get this off? Yep. I'm just gonna leave the bolts in it. No reason to take them out. Just leave it like that. That's what the recoil looks like. There's the area there, and the recoil hooks into here and spins it, you know, when you're pulling on it. So this thing should, by rights, it should come out of there. Yep, look at that. Okay, it'll come out of there. But we got gas line we got to deal with. We got a gas line, we got an electrical wire here. We don't want to be breaking these gas lines, man. Okay, now we got to chill out here for a sec. All I know is these gas lines, #1 failure on most of these small engine stuff, chainsaws and all that. The gas lines will end up deteriorating, maybe even in the tank, and you won't, you know, get gas, or they'll break out here. They'll get dry rot. So, okay, what are we gonna do? Ooh, looks like we got a little cut in the plug wire here. Keep an eye on that. I'm gonna put some silicone on it. You can see it right there. Just notice that. So I'm gonna put some silicone on that, cause if you get water in there, I'm thinking it might have a problem. So, yeah, we got. What am I gonna do? Yeah, I don't want to break nothing here. So, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the plug, and we're gonna try to see if I can get. Oh man, if I could get this in there. Okay, this wire here is tight. When I lift up, I can see it, so I'm going to disconnect that. I'm not going to worry about the gas lines just yet. Come on. Okay, disconnected that. Let's see if I can lift it up a little. Okay, it looks like it lifts up a little bit more. But we got gas line down here, and we got a gas line over here, and we got another gas line feeding it, the carburetor. So okay, we got another wire here, but I don't know if that's, okay. This mechanism's in my way, but maybe we can get to, no, I don't want to break anything. Okay, yep, don't want to break anything, so I'm going to look and see if we can get this mechanism out of here. It'd be nice. Okay, that just snaps in there, right here. It just goes back in there. You know, once you get it out, I'll have to figure out how it goes back in, because it looks pretty base. Looks pretty basic. Yep, just goes in there just like that. And then you push that down, and then you can work the throttle. Yeah, it's like a safety. Pretty cool. So when you run these things, you have to push this down anyway, because the throttle won't move. You know? So this safety is right here. Woo! See that? It just moves that out of the way, and then you can run the throttle. Now you can't. Now you can. So yeah, this is easy. There's a shut off too, the kill switch. So let's go ahead and get this out of here. It comes right up. Now I got easy access. I probably didn't even have to take the the 4 motor bolts out. Okay, now you see how it's turning? And now we're not going to get that off, right? Unless we somehow block it up. Now I don't want to, what are you going to block it off to? So my thought is to put a rope inside of here. Hopefully I got one. So let's go ahead. I'm going to find a rope off camera and I'm going to tune back in the set. Okay, I found some rope. That's all I found. I don't want to ruin the bag, so I think I can just use a section of this rope. So I'm going to pull the plug. And I'm going to stick. Plug looks good. Okay, first thing you want to do is you want to make sure the piston's down. So take it easy, don't make sure it's down so you don't ruin anything. So the piston's up all the way down, then you want to shove some rope. I like to use thicker rope, but I think this will work. I'm going to throw some rope in there. As much as you can put in there. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just going to allow the piston not to move because we're going to have to hold it somehow. So I got all that rope in there. I think I got to turn it. That would be clockwise. Okay, look at that. It stops because the piston's coming up and it's hitting the rope and it's not allowing the piston to come up and come back down to finish its stroke. So it shouldn't hurt anything. Okay, I'm going to hold tension on that. I'm going to get my torques. I'm going to lift up gently so I ain't tearing the gas lines out. I'm hoping we can get this done. Oh, sweet. I don't believe it. I'm going to put some thread, whatever, on the new one here so I know it'll come off, but look at that, it came right off, so I'm happy. So this is what's holding this bad boy on. Look at that. Easy. Alright, so, there's a bolt in there. So, awesome. Okay, so let's analyze it. Why isn't it working? That looks fine. It's not wore out. There's nothing really wrong with this piece, I don't think, but I'm going to put this piece back in. So, what's wrong with this? Looks to me it's wore down a little bit, but not much. Okay, well, let's see if we can unscrew it. I don't have the tool. I know you gotta have a tool. I know there's a tool. You can see the indentations right there and right there. It's probably like a little finger, just turn it right out. So, my idea was to pull the springs, but I don't know if that idea is going to work anymore because the springs are on there pretty good, but I guess nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's see if I can just pull the spring out of there with a long nose. Yes, come on, yep. We got that one. Might be a hassle, I don't know. Okay, I'm going to pull the string back out so I can turn this. It's going to pull the spring out. Should be able to. Yep. I don't think that spring's going to come off, but I will leave that spring on for now. Now this should just come right off of there, you would think. That was my idea anyway. It's not hurting anything. I'm not going to ruin it, but yeah, how come that's not on there? Or how come it's not coming out? Let's see. I'm just going to go ahead and get this spring out of here. Okay, got the spring out of there, no big deal. No big deal. Okay, it looks like these guys sit inside of. I don't think my idea is gonna work. So we're gonna have to figure out how to get this bad boy off. I'm hoping it, you know, there's threads here. So this unit is threaded on. So let's hope it's lefty loosey, righty tighty. Okay, gonna have to get something on there too, and I'm not quite sure how that's gonna go here. Let's see. Okay, this is what the deal is. I'm gonna figure it out off camera so we're not wasting video time. It's my first time, but I'll figure it out, and when I come back, I'll tell you what I found out. Okay, got the rope in there, trying to figure this out, so I got it figured out. It won't, I thought I could just pull these off and put new ones on, but it won't do that because this is the back side, and these won't come off from the front. So now the next step is to try to figure out how to unscrew this. How are you going to unscrew it? So I went and grabbed the big channel locks. It didn't work, I couldn't get a good grip on it, and I don't want to break the gas lines. So then I thought, okay, how about a chisel and find a little spot like right there and tap on it, see if I can get it to go. But which I did, I got it to go, but I heated it first. I just heated it up. I broke it loose already, so I heated it up for a bit. I didn't want to melt any of the plastic. Then I took my chisel here and I put it right here. That's the only spot I could do. I still got the rope in there, so it ain't gonna turn. And I just reached over here like this, and it came right off. So there you go. Rob's Repairs will figure stuff out, you know. That's what you gotta do. This is coming off. Nice. Oh boy, I can see something going on here. So yeah, if you like the content, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. So this is why I couldn't get it off, because they come off from the back. So let's make sure it's the same one. It's a little warm. Hello. It looks the same. It's very warm. Got some washers here. Not really sure. So that's the front. So how are those washers going to go in there? So we got two washers, but how is that going to line up? I'm thinking what we do. Screw it on there. And maybe, I don't know, I don't think. Okay, I just kind of put the washer where it needs to be so it line up in the middle. Now screw it in. Now I'm going to keep the rope in there, but now the rope's got to come. Now we're going from a different direction. Okay, it's barely working. I'm going to shove some more rope in there. I don't know if that's going to work or not. Okay, still works. Okay, so now all I'm going to do, just like I took it off, I don't think I'm going to hurt anything. There is a notch here, so I'm just going to go off of that notch like I thought a special tool would go into. So I don't want to. Just going to give it a little tap. It should be fine. It ain't coming off of there. Okay. We're successful. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and throw this on. I thought I was going to put some Never Seas. You know what? Not that we really need to because the other one came off anyway, but a good little Never Seas on it. Just going to stick a little bit right on the threaded area. That'll be fine. Okay. Kind of wondering. I was thinking it needed lube, but it doesn't. Well, I guess it's gonna need, if it needed lube, it would probably show something there, but I don't see anything. But yeah, you think it would need a little bit of lube, you know, on this part of it. Would that hurt it if I put lube on it? Well, it doesn't have any on there now. And there's like a little bushing in there. So you know what? I'm just gonna, I'm thinking I'll put a little lube just on that. Because it spins. It spins freely in there, so why wouldn't there be lube? Got a little grease right here, I'm just gonna go ahead. Got a grease gun, I'm just gonna give it a little. I don't know if grease is the answer, but it's better than nothing, I would think. Yeah, I'm just going to put a little on there. I don't know. Just thinking out of the box. I don't see how it could hurt it. It's not going to get on the clutch part of it. So yeah, let's go ahead. I put a little lube on that. Hopefully we can get this back in there. Nice. Now, without getting too much crap, man, that never sees is just absolutely messy. So I'm going to get my Torx back in there. Hopefully it'll thread in. What's going on there? Torx doesn't seem like it wanted to go in there. Oh yeah. I just had some spooge. Some spooge on the end of my Torx bit. Okay, let's see if we can get the thread back in. Simple. And now they got, if you can see, they got like a little area where you can grab it right here and hold it without having to put a rope in the cylinder to get this part off. So I'm just going to go ahead and size would that be? Put a wrench on it. Okay, I'm putting 9 mil on that bad boy. Oh, okay, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work because that just sits and spins. Okay, looks like we gotta put the rope back in to make sure it's down on the compression stroke. Be careful when you put anything in the spark plug hole that you don't jam it in there. You know, you want to be careful, you'll damage the piston. So just, you know, most guys will put something plastic in there if they're unsure of what they're doing. But as long as you don't hurt the piston, you'll be fine. Who knows, you might hurt the rings too. So anyway, I'm shoving this rope in because we're going to have to stop the piston from moving so we can tighten this bad boy down. Okay, that stopped, and I can see that I think it's cranked, isn't it? Yep. Okay, I just hand cranked it because I didn't have to use anything special to get it out, so there you go. Okay, now we're gonna get the rope back out. Alright, now we're ready to assemble. One thing we don't want to forget is to put this wire back on, so I'm just going to go ahead and kind of do everything in reverse. I'm going to actually blow this out right now, off camera, and then we'll assemble it. And we'll fire this thing up and see if it works. But before I blow it out, hopefully, yeah, throw this plug back in it because I don't want any debris getting in there. So I'm going to go blow it out off camera. I'm going to get this bad boy super clean. I'm going to pull the air cleaner out of there after I blow it, and I'm going to blow the air cleaner too, and I'll throw it back in because I don't have a new one. And seeing how it's apart, I'm probably gonna, maybe, I thought maybe I'd lube that up, but I don't have to because it's really nice and there's really nothing to lube. So yeah, lost some bolts there, we got them. Yeah, so anyway, I'll blow that out off camera and I'll tune back in a bit. Okay, I just got it all blown out in here. Got the plug tight. I'm going to put a little something on that crack. Put some silicone, the right stuff on that crack. I'm going to open it, squirt a little in there, and clean it up. Just like that. Yeah, you don't want to have moisture and water getting in there. So that'll be okay there. Anytime you got a rubber boot or something that needs to be sealed up, use a little gasket sealer or whatever, it'll work. As long as it ain't all full of gas and grease. This was pretty clean. So, but yeah, I blew it out. Everything looks good. Got some lube on that. I'm not really sure what went wrong with this, but it looks wore. It's a centrifugal clutch with the springs, I believe, it's supposed to open up. You know, when it opens up, it catches on this and makes it spin. So obviously something was not working here, or it wore out, or whatever. But actually got this on eBay, and I think I paid this is all over the board, 40-50 bucks. I guess it all depends on what you got, but this is a fs50c. Got it for like 12 bucks, free shipping. And they got every, they got cheap, they got, more expensive. I just went with the cheap one. They all look the same to me, so I highly doubt it's gonna take a crap again, but we'll see. But anyway, I was putting this together, or when we took it apart, the throttle assembly kind of came out, and then I was gonna, make sure it's working and everything, and it didn't seem like it wanted to work. Well, what happened was, yeah, the throttle come out of there, and you can see the spring right here holds into the throttle assembly. Well, this part of the spring down there, I'm going to grab my light. Sorry about that. So, see if I can hold the light and the camera at the same time. Yep, I think we can see it. So just make sure the spring is on this side. The spring was actually pointed down inside of there, and the throttle just wasn't working worth a crap. I'm like, man, this ain't gonna work. So it took me a bit to figure it out, but yeah, the spring has to be that way, if you can see it. So the spring is wound up here. There's a slot the spring sits in, and then when you put the throttle in and the cable, the spring has to be on just like that. Now we got a good throttle. So I just wanted you to see it. Another thing, if you have no spark, all you gotta do is order one of these bad boys. It'll come with the plug wire. I think this is like a coil, CDI coil, I suppose you'd call it, maybe. So yeah, no spark on your trimmer, get one of these. Easy. Disconnect it. You got your two Torx screws there holding it in. It has to have a certain gap, but You can Google that on eBay. It's like they call it an air gap. It's paper thin. It just doesn't. It has to have a gap so it doesn't rub on it on the flywheel here. So that's what gives you the spark. So yeah, if you got an issue with spark, it's probably going to be this little guy here. I'm not sure what they call it, but I call it it's like a coil, magneto coil, something like that. So anyway, and then if it's running like crap, you can get, I would just buy a new carburetor right off of eBay, cheap. Throw a carburetor on it, be done. Otherwise, I think you can get a kit for it too. So anyway, let's throw this thing back together, get it done. Couple hot tips for you at Rob's Repairs. We try to teach everything I know about whatever. Obviously, I've never done this before, and we did it. So I don't care what you're doing. If you got a brain, you should be able to figure it out. I learned how to do it just by looking at the new part. I knew it was threaded on, right? And I looked at this part. I knew how to get that part off because it was, held in by Torx. So anyway, this piece here goes in pretty base. It's got 2 slots in the back though, so you don't want to be forcing it or fighting it. So, and then this piece here goes underneath the throttle, that arm. So I kind of got it blocked up there, but yeah. So anyway, now that we got the light here, there's 2 little fingers in there. I'm going to point at them if we can keep the light where it needs to be. You can see it right there. There's one here and one on this side. So these have to go in their slots, and then this little guy has to go on the other side of the throttle. So it's kind of difficult to get it in there. There, I'm just going to set the camera up, see if we can do a one-hander. There we go, see, it went underneath. Right there. It's got to go underneath the throttle thing. That's what locks the throttle in. Now, one-hander. Now we got to make sure we get these little guys in. I'm pretty sure I can do it. There. Now we're ready to go. See it drop in? Right there is in, and right there is in. So I'm confident that's going to work. That's real important, obviously. The throttle was definitely confusing there for a quick second. So we get that part of it done. Alright, let's start assembling this. I'm going to put the 4 bolts that held the motor in, I'm going to put that in first. Try to reverse it if we can. Reverse the procedure. I don't want to ruin the throttle, so I'm going to, well, you know what? I think what we're going to do is when it lays flat without it being blocked up, the throttle gets hit and I don't want it to pop back off again. So I think we're going to go ahead and throw this back on. I don't see why we can't. Yeah, let's just see if we can. Let's see if we can get this back in. I'm going to make sure the wires and everything are where they need to be. Yeah, the wires run through like a little channel. So I want to make sure they're in there because I don't want them getting bound up down the line. You'll see the channel they run into. Just going to try to push them in. I'll show you. These wires here, just want to make sure they're in their channel. Here's the throttle cable that's running back. Just remember, add this motor, lifting up. There's those gas lines I was talking about, making sure we don't break them. Oh my goodness, there's one, and then there's another one that goes into the tank. They're all fragile. I took the air cleaner out and blew it from the other angle, you know, from the inside out. So we're good there. Okay, let's see if we can get this piece on without disturbing anything. It should just go. Looks like the spark plug's going to be hanging us up. Guess what? I think we're going to take the plug out without disturbing that silicone I put on there. Got it off okay with the plug in there, but just seems like it's going to be binding, so let's see if we can get it in there without the plug. Make sure the wire's out of the way. Kind of lay it in there nice, don't force it. Look at that. The plug was definitely in the way. It's a pain in the ass now to get it back in, but we'll put that in a bit. Okay, there's a Phillips or Torx up here, so I'm just going to go ahead and secure the cover. And all of them were the same size. So I'm going to secure the cover here so it can't fall off. So I'm going to tip it upside down. I want to get those 4 bolts in for the motor. I'm going to check the throttle quick. Oh yeah. She works, she works. Before we get too carried away, I wanted to check that. Okay, I'm just going to tip it over gently. Hopefully we can get these in there. They got to fall in their holes. And if I had to use a magnetic to get it in there, I would. Magnetic screwdriver, just to get them in the holes. That one fell right in. I got lucky on this one. Yeah, if you like the content, please like and subscribe. It really helped me grow. Slow but sure, but yeah. You want to do something? First things first, get it apart. Get it apart. Okay, now this one here is not cooperating like it should, but maybe. Come on, there we go. We got it. We got it. One more bolt pulled in. Okay. Yeah, I got lucky. They fell right in. Okay, there's actually 3 or 4 more here, so we're just going to go ahead and you can use a electric, you know, this thing's awesome. You want to save time? Get one of these. By hand, that's old school. I don't have a long enough extension here, so I have to do it by hand. Actually remember now, these have to be loose because we gotta hold the shaft in. This is what cranks the shaft in. So I'm just gonna stick them in there quick. But I'm not gonna tighten them. This thing's going together really quick. Piece of cake to work on now. Might as well throw the cover on here. We got 3 bolts holding it already. So let's see if we can just go on there. I'm gonna try to leave the bolts in. Ah, they fell out. Not a big deal. Yeah, shit. Okay, let's see if we can get it in there. I think we're going to have to turn the recoil a bit. Remember this kind of, yeah, you got to go around the, oh yeah, there we go. Okay, we got got that. You gotta go around the gas cap there. I'm gonna hold it like this so you can get these back in there. Man, I'm not gonna hex myself, but I can't believe these things are just going in. Actually, I'm hoping they're going in anyway. They seem like it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get myself some long Torx extenders. I don't know what you call them, but long ones like this that'll fit in here. It'd be nice to have. I know they make them. I've seen them. So just add to my tools. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to borrow tools because I like to have everything on hand and get by with what I need to get by with. So I must throw the plug in now that we're sitting here. But yeah, look at this is stupid design. There's like no room. No wonder why that ripped, because you almost have to yank this out of the way. You got to put a lot of pressure on it on the spark plug wire. That's a bad design. Come on, Stihl. Get it right. Now we got to try to get the socket in there. Want to make sure it's threaded in before you try to use your ratchet, the socket. Otherwise, if you strip the head on this thing, might as well kiss your trimmer goodbye. I'm not gonna. Don't over tighten it. It doesn't need to be over tightened. Yeah, that's definitely why the cap broke. I just ripped it again, but I pushed the silicone back in. So might as well get this cover on now that we're working on it. Yeah. Knock some of the dirt out. I should have blew that up, but we'll just get the dirt out. Ooh, a lot of icky stuff in there. Alright, we'll get this cover on. Pretty base. Had a funky screw, so I knew which one it was. All we gotta do is throw the shaft in. It should be pretty basic. It should go in there right away. I'm gonna back this up a titch. Get some tools on the way. Alright, this is pretty base. Like I said, you want to make sure that this is all the way in. Don't let it fall out. Make sure it's in and the trimmer head's moving. You know what direction it's got to be. Make sure it's going in the right direction. So you just slide it up in there and turn the trimmer head to get it in there, because the trimmer head or the cable's slotted like that. It's squared, so you have to turn it. I think we're in. I think we're just in all of a sudden. I'm shining the light down in there. But yeah, I should have marked it here to know, when I was in all the way. But I did not. Kind of setting it on a bench there. And let's just see here. I'm going to put the light on it. I can see down in there. Well, actually, I guess I can't see down in there. But I'm assuming it's in. Let's see. Yeah, it's turning it. It's turning it. I guess the only way to do it would be like this. stick it down like that. And just make sure it's in there. Now I'm assuming it's in there, and I guess we'll go from there. Yeah, actually I can see a line. There's a line right here where it crimps down, so I know I can't go in anymore, so I'm pretty much 100% that we're in. Okay, so now we just have to tighten those 3 bolts. This is kind of a stupid design, but I guess we're going to have to tip it upside down in order to do it, which is the only way I can see doing it. I want to make sure the handle's pointed down. It's kind of a pain. Or maybe what we'll do here is we'll snug it up. And then the middle one here seems to snug it up, so we'll make sure, we'll make sure it's the way we want it. I think we'll just tighten it like this. It's not moving. Go ahead and tighten the other bolts. I got 2 more to go, so I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, here we go. 2 more to go right here on the ends. Totally appreciate you guys watching Rob's Repairs. This channel, we pretty much do everything. This is my life. I mean, basically, what I'm fixing is things that need to be fixed around here. Or, just other things that we do, but let's fire it up and see if we got this thing working. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. So, I'm going to turn the camera off for 2 seconds. We're going to start it outside. Be back in a sec. Okay, it's raining out, but we'll make it quick. Let's fire this thing up. Alright. Okay, totally appreciate you guys watching Rob's Repairs. This was a success. We got it done. Didn't take too long. Please like, share the video. Yeah, not too hard to work on. Everything checks out. Got the throttle. Remember, you got to push that down, work the throttle. Got the on and off working. Got the plug wire fixed. Blew it out. Runs great. Got the new clutch installed. So totally appreciate you guys watching, liking, sharing, and subscribe to my channel. Hope you guys having a good day, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you.